What I'm going to demonstrate now is an in-place PC deployment. We're going to do it on one of our systems, and an in-place PC deployment basically will rebuild the entire system, but it will also retain all your data. When it's finished, you will have a clean image. It will have all clean installed applications. It will have all drivers re-injected. It will be a complete rebuild. It will be back on the domain, but it will retain all of your data, your settings, personality for all profiles logged into that system. Now, there's a couple of ways we can initiate a PC deployment. What we can do is do it from the portal, which I'm logged into right now, and we can also do it as a self-service from the PC itself. So I'm going to show you both of those, but I'm going to start with the portal. So I'm going to go to Assets, and I'm going to find the machine that I want to deploy, and it's this one right here. And I can open it up, and it tells it's healthy, but I'm going to go ahead and redeploy the machine. Let's say maybe the user is saying it's old or not running well, or maybe you just need a new operating system reinstalled on it. So what you can do is you can go to Actions. Very, very simple process. Assign an action, and the action I'm going to assign is under Deployments, and the action itself is deploy and reimage this PC. I'm going to do that. Now you can run it now, so it'll run immediately, or you can schedule it for some future date. Typically what you do when you're scheduling it is do like overnight. This process will kick off automatically. You don't have to be anywhere near it to have it run. It just needs to be online. And it can be remote. That's fine too. But you'll schedule it and it'll kick off at that required time. Typically that's overnight. Schedule it for 2 a.m. That's okay. And then the user comes in the morning. It's going to be finished because it really only takes about 30 to 60 minutes to finish. But you're going to put a user message in. Your PC is being refreshed. Something like that. And I can assign it now, but I'm going to wait to assign it just for a minute. I'm going to open up the PC itself. This is the PC I want to deploy. And how you can do this self-service is go to the SWAT, and it's in your start menu, so you can launch it. And I'm going to go to the fish, which is going to be the PC deployment tool. And you can do two functions in here: redeploy the PC or migrate to new PC. The migrate to new PC is if you have new hardware and you're taking all the information off this PC, it's going to capture it and it's going to migrate it all to the new system. That's not what we're doing here. We are doing a redeploy this PC, and this will be an in place. It doesn't have to store the data in where all the data is going to be stored local. So you don't have to have external drives, USB thumb drives, or network storage. You can do that if you want, but in this common scenario, you simply keep it all local. Then you don't have to worry about it. This is how you can do overnight deployments very, very rapidly. Okay, so I'm going to, well, you could click the button here. I'm not going to do that because I want to do it from the portal, but the process is identical either way. So I'm going to close him out, go back to the portal, and simply hit the assign button. What this does is going to send the command to redeploy the machine directly over to the PC itself. So I'll pull him back up again, minimize this so our focus is just on this PC. Give it a minute or two, and it will kick off the deployment. Okay, there's a notification screen that pops up pretty quickly, and it will do a 30-second countdown, basically allowing you to either reschedule it if you want to. So if you're paying attention, you can reschedule this for a future date. You can hit the begin now if you don't want to wait 30 seconds, or let it stand and it will time out, and it'll actually do the deployment automatically. So we're going to let this finish the countdown and let it go into the next phase, which is its validation phase. So validation runs. It checks for really anything you want to check for, but the built-in functions are, let's make sure that this system is compatible with everything it needs for Windows 11, which is what's going to be deployed to the system. You can tune that validation requirements as much as you want to. If it fails validation, it will actually not kick off the machine or the deployment. You don't want it to kick off inadvertently and have some failure. So it does have a lot of controls before it even starts. The second it passes validation, you get the lock screen. This lock screen is useful for kiosks or public-facing devices, or really any device where you don't want the users or anybody that happens to have access to this device actually interrupting the PC deployment. They may see something on there, think it's something weird going on, and power it off, close Windows, whatever. You don't want them to do that. So it does lock the system. You do have full access as an administrator to get to this if you needed to, but for the general public will not have access to this lock screen while it's going through the entire process. Okay, so that's going to run. We can go into the server. Again, let's pop this up. And I'm going to go to my deployments tab. And we'll see in here, the machine is now checked in as a deployment. And you can see which phase it's in. So the phase itself is, it's active. It's in the old operating system. And it's setting up and preparing to boot to PE right now. If you kind of watch this, you can see now it is actually booting into PE. And this machine in the back will update as this device is updated as well. So you don't have to actually watch the machine. You can simply watch it from the portal itself, and you'll see all the real-time activity going on there. Okay, let's go back to the PC. It is booting into PE. So I'll describe really quickly the process or the steps it goes through while this is booting. So what it does is it, prior to the boot to PE, which just happened now, it actually does an encryption handling. So it detects what type of encryption on this device and makes sure that encryption, all the keys and necessary components to keep that machine encrypted is actually passed through to PE and then passed again through the new operating system. So this machine, regardless of the type of encryption installed on it, will always maintain its encryption. Okay, so it's going to go through that process, boots to PE, and then what it's going to do is it's going to capture all your data. So it captures all the information about this machine, captures all your user profiles, captures the data wherever it's located, hard links them, tucks them, and hides them on the disk, the local disk that it's working on. And then it's going to scrub the drive. So you're going to have a virtual drive or virtual disk that's empty. Okay, now it's going to reinstall a new image, apply all your customizations to that new deployment of an image, inject all your drivers. It's going to patch it, so make sure it's fully patched. It will then install all your applications. It will join the domain. It will reinstall all your profiles, and it will allow the user to log back in, and they can continue to operate as if nothing really happened, although it was a complete reimage. It takes roughly 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, to do a complete rebuild of the system. The key with all of that is it's resilient, and mainly it's hands-free. So you don't have to worry about having technicians have to answer questions or have the end users have to reconfigure their settings. That's all going to be taken care of by Swimage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and minimize these because I'm just going to let this run. I'm going to pause it, and then we'll come back and watch the next phase of this as it's going through. Okay, about 30 minutes has passed, and now you see the PC is in the final phases. It's going through a lockdown phase. It's making sure everything's cleaned up before it releases it back to the user. We'll go back to the portal, and we will see in the dashboard the PC is 99% done, and it's just about finished with the entire process. So there's the complete, and it's going to do a final reboot, and then we'll log in. There's our reboot. And it loads Windows 11. Okay, here we go. We have process complete. I will log in as the user again. And it's rebuilding its profile. And there we go. We have complete a system, and it's got all of your data restored. It has everything, your personality, all profiles are there, all your data, all your applications installed. Yet it's now Windows 11. We started in Windows 10, if you recall. And then it gives you the post-Swimage screen that gives you the ability to change your regional settings, your time zone, anything you want to change on this device will allow you to do that. And that is an in-place migration.